So this is a quick review of the agenda for today's webinar. We will initiate with reviewing the success story where Jade Global customer successfully migrated from Informatica to ODI by leveraging Jade's patent pending conversion tool. We will also review the challenges they faced when they decided to upgrade and how Jade solution helped them. Then I'll show you our tool in action, converting medium complex Informatica mappings to ODI. I see there are two kinds of scenarios from the existing Informatica customers. One who has BI app 7.9 version and interested to migrate to 11G version, which is with ODI as ETL. And the second who are standalone Informatica customers and simply wants to migrate to ODI, maybe ODI 12C or ODI Cloud. We'll also review BI apps upgrade approach, which is only applicable to the first scenario, while conversion process methodology is applicable to both of the scenarios. I will also compare the two approaches and value proposition if someone decides to convert these mappings manually compared to automated conversion. One of the major reasons why customers are migrating to ODI is to be compatible with Oracle Public Cloud. And in the upcoming webinar, I'll also show various strategies how to seamlessly integrate or migrate to Oracle Public Cloud. And finally, we will open the floor for the questions.
Thanks, Janish. Before we get deeper into the webinar, we do have a few poll questions that we're going to launch, and you'll see on your screen. The first question is, are you currently using BI apps? If so, what version? We'll give you about 5 to 10 seconds to respond. Okay, we'll close this poll question. The next question is, are you actively evaluating a BI apps upgrade? So far, we have few responses coming in. Yes, people are looking to upgrade to 11G, which was expected. Okay, we'll close this question. The next question is, how many custom mappings have you developed? We're getting some responses between 100 and 200. All right, we'll close this question. And the final question, in terms of time frame, when are you planning to upgrade? Okay, we'll close the poll question. And now we'll continue with the rest of the webinar.
All right, thank you, Nina. So let's begin with the summary of the success story. So this is a success story of a happy Jade customer who is into risk management and insurance brokerage and advisory. They are multi-billion dollars in revenue. They have a presence across the globe. The customer wanted to upgrade from BI app 796 that has Informatica as an ETL tool and migrate to 11.1192 with ODI as ETL tool. They had over 650 custom standalone and customized BI mappings in their environment, and they estimated to convert the mappings manually in 13 months by adding additional resources. After careful review, they came to the decision to utilize Jade's unique tool, InfatoODI, And then Jade helped them convert the mappings just under 4.5 months. And here is what the Director of Enterprise Reporting has to say about the stellar work Jade delivered here. They appreciated the speed and quality of the ETL conversion work we delivered, and eventually it helped them to accelerate other directly related deliverables to their business and clients on time under budget. Our customer had various reasons to upgrade BI apps and migrate to ODI. One of the major reasons was to preserve the development effort and money they invested in the existing Informatica mappings. They went through multiple iterations of analysis and certified the enterprise metrics. Those were crucial for business decisions. Their users were highly dependent on the reports and the metrics, and these metrics were populated through complex Informatica mappings and transformation logic. Plus, they had other important projects. Those were directly dependent on this project and very crucial for their 3 years merger roadmap. Next is the newly redesigned BI apps, data modeling tools, latest data models, metrics, and ease of use generated a lot of interest in the customer to upgrade. ODI also delivered huge advantage over ELT versus ETL. And they wanted to leverage excellent performance of the database engine hosted in Oracle Exadata Engineered System as well. In the next step, we will also review more technical reasons to migrate to ODI as well. In the next 3 years merger plan, the customer also planned to completely migrate to Oracle Public Cloud and move to OPEX model. ODI also helped the customer to prepare the enterprise ETL to make cloud ready. ODI supports various cloud data sources such as Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and ERP clouds, etc. And ODI with Golden Gate opportunity or option delivered real-time data replication as well. And finally, by eliminating the need of middle layer of ETL, the customer could reduce the cost of infrastructure and further enhancing Oracle Public Cloud footprint. The customer reduced the TCO drastically. Now, from IT perspective, it is very important to pick the right enterprise ETL tool. These are the key highlights of the tool. The declarative design, simplified development, and reusable components of ODI makes it easier for the existing team members with SQL expertise to learn and manage it with the current skill sets. The pluggable knowledge modules delivers wide range of connectors, easy to extend and add new best practices. It also uses native technologies for many data sources for optimal performance and reduced network traffic. And the last but not the least is the performance on Oracle Engineered System for the same complex mapping was 42 times faster than conventional ETL. Once the customer decided to upgrade BI apps and migrate to ODI, they had these IT and business challenges. Conversion of huge list of mappings from one technology to another requires advanced skills on both of the technologies, deep understanding of transformation logic used, and also availability of such resources at the same time. The number of mappings, their complexity, and dependencies among them play a very crucial role for the conversion. The complex transformation and business logic were written over the period of 10 years, and it was too time consuming to review them again. To rewrite all the mappings in other platform was next to impossible option for them. And as mentioned earlier, the 3 years merger plan of the organization gave very little time to convert the mappings and achieve the milestones requested from IT team. And from business side as well, the stakeholders were not convinced to spend huge overhead costs to upgrade this enterprise ETL to the next level, and they highly recommended IT to look for the automated conversion tool, and then that's how they came to us. Now, and this is how we helped the customer to upgrade BI apps and migrate to ODI. The ideation of the tool happened during Oracle Open World 2014, when Oracle announced ODI as their standard ETL tool. We utilized our technology expertise in Informatica, ODI, and core Java programming. We designed, developed, and published the tool in February 2015. We worked very closely with the various Oracle teams like data integration, A team, pre-sales team to review and verify the tool. After multiple reviews, we also registered the tool for patent. This customer was one of the early adopters, and they utilized our unique tool for conversion. And in fact, they also spoke for us in 2015 Oracle Open Word. And we are also currently engaged in multiple proposals and in-flight projects for Informatica to ODI conversion as well. Now, let's have a deep dive into the solution we have developed. The ODI converter program has multiple utilities built underneath to automate the required processes for conversion. Our tool utilizes such utilities to read metadata from Informatica server, DAC, and database, and collects the metadata for the ETL mappings, transformation logic, etc. The source, staging, and target table structure, etc. is also read through these utilities. The ODI converter program then processes through various conversion algorithms to translate Informatica metadata into equivalent ODI metadata. Finally, the converted ODI mappings are populated into ODI server utilizing ODI API calls. And in demo, I will show you how we automatically translate various Informatica components to ODI without manual intervention. And the diagnostic and the error handler is a very crucial utility to debug the failures and the exception those might have happened in the conversion process. It highlights and provides the list of the action items to Jade developers to take further post-migration actions. And we have two versions of the tool available. One to migrate to ODI 11G. So most probably this tool is used with the BI app scenario. And second, to migrate to ODI 12C. So BI apps 11G is not compatible with ODI 12C yet. So the BI apps customers will have to utilize our first solution. And please note that this tool is already certified by Oracle Private and Public Cloud. And now let's have a look into a demo how our tool converts Informatica mappings to ODI. So this is our home page of the tool, and as you can see, I will walk you through our 11G InfatoODI 11G tool version of the tool first. And on the left side of the page, you see various utilities available for our developers. So in the next demo, I will show you how do we connect from this tool to your servers like Informatica, ODI, etc. How do we register the mappings, and we'll also see the diagnostic tab here. There are a couple of ways we can use this tool. We can use this tool to convert single mappings at a time, or we can even group these mappings in bulk, and we can do the bulk conversion as well. And the dashboard is designed for our internal purpose, where we will have a detailed understanding on how the conversion happened, how many failed, how many successful, etc. So let me walk you through the sample Informatica mappings we have in this case. So let's say we have one scenario 7 available in this Informatica, and we have various components like lookup, expressions, sorter, filters, and finally the target definition table. If we expand this maplet expression further, you can see that this is fairly complex mappings where we have multiple layers, and it's a pretty complex workflow you see here. And it goes through multiple transformation. It goes through it does have a SQL override as well. So we want to make sure that all of your information in your source Informatica mapping is taken care, and no data is lost while transformation happens. And there is a very little, we are trying to avoid the risk of manual intervention and loss of information while we do the conversion. So here you can see we have all kind of complex metadata from Informatica mappings. We do have filter here, sorter, and finally it goes to the target definition. Now we go back to the ODI just to see there our metadata is blank. We don't have anything. Now we go back to the InfatoODI client and we select the scenario 7, and you can see it automatically populates all the metadata for this mapping, and it also segregates the metadata by source, target, lookups, sort, all the definitions are sorted, segregated, and then we can add alias on top of that to select the right integration knowledge module on here. And finally, we do have to select the integration knowledge module and the loading knowledge module for this ODI mapping. And we hit the map, and that's it. So it converts, it goes through the algorithm, and it converts your Informatica mappings to ODI. And notice that we are going through multiple steps here. So we have created multiple breakpoints here for the debug purpose and the best practice implementation purpose. So now we are also importing the lookups, the filters, and then we convert this mapping further. And it goes through all the standard algorithm what we have built, and it generates the best practice ODI mapping for you. And you see the YT2 ODI mapping interface is created for you, including the lookups. And finally, we add target table on top of this to complete this mapping. Right. So it generated 4 interfaces for us. Now, all we have to do is go back to our ODI client, and you can see all the interfaces are generated for you. And we'll see how it looks like in ODI. It is all automated. So our tool makes sure your Informatica metadata, SQL overrides, lookup queries, so all core business logic is incorporated, and it's not lost while we migrate to ODI interface. And you can clearly see that it is already taken care here. So this is the key value we deliver, where we do not need to understand how your Informatica mapping was built or what are the granular level details on your Informatica. So it automatically picks up from your Informatica servers, DAX servers, and applies. It goes through some ODI API calls, and finally it generates all the mappings. And you can see it also creates the placeholder for the sequence as well. And this is your lookup orders we generated through the tool. And you can also see the SQL is also taken carry forwarded in your ODI mapping. And this is one more to look into. So yeah, so idea is we do not need to understand what was done at the Informatica in the mapping layer, and it automatically we bring it over through the tool, and your ODI platform is your ODI basic framework is created, and we'll also understand how the post migration process looks like and how the methodology is to complete the conversion from end to end. So this is another demo where I'm showing the another version, which is our ODI InfatoODI 12c version, and specifically designed for Informatica to ODI 12c migration. And this is our homepage again, where we register as we authenticate our users as customer or partner. So as you know, it is patent pending tool, so we have to make sure it is secure enough. And then we apply the credentials for your Informatica database connection, DAC database connection, as well as ODI connection. And it all goes through our InfatoODI server, and it enables the connection between InfatoODI client and server, and the respective two Informatica and ODI servers as well in your network. In this video, I'm planning to show more on the diagnostic side. So as I mentioned, diagnostics or error handling capability is very important when we automatically convert. So there will be some scenarios where we will need to do some sort of post-migration activities and make sure any gap is taken care. The gap might be because of the ODI limitations or some special features you have used in Informatica. So this diagnostic tool will exactly point to the issues or errors and warnings, and our developers will know exactly what needs to be done. So here you can see in the diagnostics tab, you will see we went through the bulk conversion. It has dates on it, and we can run through the detailed logs as well, and we can find out how many tasks are successful, if there are any warnings, errors, etc. Yep. So as I mentioned, this is design, or this is a utility to accelerate the conversion, where our developers know if there are any issues while the conversion. So we will know exactly what needs to be done in the post migration activity as well. So to recap, there are two versions we saw. One is 11G version. 11G is basically specifically designed for BI apps use case, and the 12C is designed for Informatica to ODI 12C migration. Now let's move on. So the conversion utility adds the value by automatically translating your Informatica metadata to ODI for sure. However, the methodology and processes are very important part of any conversion project to meet the milestones on time, under budget, and also reduce the risk of human errors. As mentioned earlier, the BI apps upgrade approach is not applicable to standalone Informatica conversion, but basically this is only for BI apps customers. So here, this is your, let's say, existing BI app 7.9 version of BI application stack that covers ETL, data warehouse, RPD, DAC, and finally the reporting layer on top of it. And the target here is BI apps 11G. And let's understand the required steps to upgrade each of these components on the left to the right. And as there is no in-place or patch upgrade provided by Oracle for BI apps 11G, we must fresh install the BI apps 11G, and then in required components like ODI, out-of-the-box BI apps, and OBIE. Then we add custom components like database objects, standalone, and BI apps customized mappings to BI apps 11G. And at this point, Jade's InfatoODI tool adds value by accelerating the conversion. By adding ETL and data warehouse components, it will help us upgrade your ODI and OBAW, which is your data warehouse components. And finally, we merge RPDs and migrate DAC components to functional and configuration setup manager in BI apps 11G. And not to forget, the entire process is encapsulated by Jade's proven management framework to maintain dependencies between customer, IT team, Jade team, and in many cases, Oracle teams as well. Now, let's drill into the details of components that actually converts the mappings. So in the initial couple of weeks, Jade team works very closely with the customer's IT team to review, analyze, and prioritize the mappings for conversion. For BI scenario, we also make sure that the gap between Informatica and ODI for out-of-the-box mappings, data warehouse tables, and stage tables are taken care. At this point, we conclude with the Informatica mappings categories into 3 levels of complexity: simple, medium, and complex, based on Jade's Informatica benchmarking definitions. We also identify the baseline definition to be compared with the converted target mappings and define the success criteria. The customer IT team plays a very crucial role defining the success criteria for every mapping in the scope to convert. And then we follow here the hybrid methodology and apply waterfall and agile approach for mappings conversion. In order to continuously release the mappings for IT review, mappings are grouped into multiple waves, generally between 15 to 20 mappings per wave, and generally one wave or sprint is equal to 1 week. So let's look into more details about each sprint. In every wave, first we convert the mappings utilizing our InfatoODI tool, just like we saw in the demo, and prepare the base framework in ODI. Then we run through test cases or success criteria provided by customer and diagnostic logs as well, generated by the tool to perform the post-migration activities. And once it passes all the checklist of the success criteria, mappings in the wave are released to customer IT for validation and interim sign-off. Now we repeat the process for all the waves until last mapping in the scope is converted to ODI. In the next step, we perform integration testing to make sure the mappings converted in multiple separate waves also work as expected from execution load plan. In this integration testing, we further certify the converted mappings to be executed from load plans, full and incremental manner. And once certified by customer IT teams, all the metadata, ODI mappings, and the related objects and load plans are migrated to production environment. So this is our conversion methodology, which we follow on top of our automated tool. Now the automation. So now let's review what benefits we get by automating the conversion process. One must go through a series of tasks like analyzing Informatica mappings, conversion logic, business rules, lookups, etc. to understand the purpose of each mapping in Informatica. One also needs to have advanced knowledge of the target ETL or ELT tool, in our case, which is ODI, to map every component of source mappings to target and design how Informatica mappings will be transformed. Rewriting a mapping is just a portion of the conversion task, maybe 50% of the total required effort. But after rewriting the mappings, one needs to execute them to verify the consistency of the data populated in target tables and perform further testing. While in the automatic conversion, the heavy lifting is done by Jade's tool InfatoODI, which reads the metadata from Informatica and eliminates the risks of human errors while replicating the same transformation logic in target ETL. And in the conversion process, the tool in the conversion of the mappings, the tool eliminates the the tool also implements the consistent best practice target ETL design across the board. And finally, the data validation tool helps you confirm the consistency of the data between source data warehouse and target at the database tables level. So overall, we have seen 50 or more % of automation achieved for such conversion projects. Now, as discussed earlier, we categorize the mappings based on our Informatica benchmark definitions. Please take a quick look into the definition of each bucket we have identified. We have achieved 100% automation conversion for simple, up to 70% for medium, and up to 50% for complex Informatica mappings. Our tool covers any standalone custom Informatica mappings, and it can also handle complex BI apps category mappings like category 1, 2, or 3 customization in your BI apps Informatica as well. This is a brief summary of our discussion today. So there are two types of Informatica conversion scenario, one with Oracle BI product, BI apps, and other is standalone Informatica mappings. In either case, the core component we offer is automated conversion of Informatica mappings to ODI, and we have seen up to 80% of overall automation. The core conversion is further bundled with our Jade's proven methodology to complete conversion strategy and reduce the risk of human errors. Depending on mappings volume of each category, you can save up to 60 to 65% in overhead cost as well. And the conversion and the data validation tools let your IT team more focus on what is important for their business and their clients, with assuring the conversion quality and speed. Jade offers fixed price, time, and scope engagement model and takes complete ownership of the conversion project as well. Thank you for attending the webinar. Before we open the floor for questions, let's have a quick glance into our upcoming webinars as well. So please join our next webinar where I'll talk about the next step once you migrate to ODI. If you are an on-premise Oracle BI customer, what are your options to migrate to Oracle Public Cloud and reduce TCO of your enterprise BI as well? And there are other webinars coming in which Nina can talk about more as well.
Thanks, Dinesh. Yeah, so we do have a few upcoming webinars. You can visit our existing on-demand webinars and register for our new ones by visiting jadeglobal.com/resources/webinars. And now we will open up the floor for our Q&A session. Records the timer. It'll just start. Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll ask our first question. They're asking who is the name of the particular customer that we talked about during this case study.
Sure. So this is our customer located in Philadelphia, Village Star Watson, and we've been working with this customer for a long time now.
Our next question is, what is the delivery model offered by Jade for the conversion?
So basically, we offer hybrid model, on-site, onshore, and offshore hybrid model to make sure the cost is taken care. And basically, we want to do the heavy lifting for our offshore, and the on-site and onshore resources are utilized for coordination as well as any inputs required from business and IT from the customer.
Okay, we have another question, which is how many mappings does InfatoODI convert per week?
Okay, so as I mentioned in the webinar, it depends on the number of mappings by categories, but on an average, we have seen between 15 to 25 mappings per week we can easily convert, and if there is a need to accelerate the conversion, we can do it further we can convert these mappings in parallel by adding more resources, and it can be expedited as well.
Okay, this question is how was the performance? So how well did it perform during the converted ODI mapping?
Yeah. So based on our experience so far, we have seen ODI mappings are equal or better. Most of the time it's much better, but if you also have Exadata engineer, like Oracle engineered systems, so it works really faster than your Informatica mappings, for sure.
Okay, next question in regards to purchasing. How can we purchase this tool and convert on our own?
So basically, we are not offering this tool as a product. This is patent pending tool, and we use this tool into our services. So you won't be able to purchase this tool. In fact, we will be utilizing this tool into our services, and as I mentioned, it's going to be a complete Jade's ownership on the conversion. So it's a risk-free, hassle-free conversion project for you. Jade will take care of everything for you.
And will this tool work on Oracle Private Cloud?
Yes. So this tool is also certified with Oracle Public Cloud and Private Cloud. So we have worked with in a couple of customers who had their BI apps hosted in Oracle Private Cloud. So it works well in the Oracle Private Cloud as well.
All right. We'll leave this on our screen for a couple of minutes in case anyone is interested in our 5% off InfatoODI migration services discount. Again, this offer is exclusively for those of you here today. You've stayed until the end of the webinar and watched our full demo. And as a thank you, we're offering this this discount, which is exclusive just for you. We don't offer this to anyone. And again, if you have any additional questions that were not answered today, feel free to email us at marketing@jadeglobal.com.